Good morning. Hi, Cindy. I hope you can hear me. I'm going to get going today. I got a little bit of buildup started on the um, turkey from the time I made the guide for everyone to download. And I'm using the pictures, and I have views of each side. Here's one. And whoops, let's see, that's one. And there's the other. There we go. And so what I'm doing is I'm simply measuring some of these views. So like I was working on this side a few minutes ago, trying to build up this area on the side here. And I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. I put too much light sometimes on there and it's hard for you to see. There we go. I think that's better. See how I'm building that up. So I'm getting there, and this is the view that confounds everybody. It's like, oh my goodness, how does that translate next to that, right? Well, it's crazy, but it does. It's all right. Let me see where I can go where you can see me. All right, I'm going to take that whoop, measurement across like that, and there it is. There it is. There's your measurement. See, so it does work. And it's kind of magical because if you can use this guide that I put together quickly, and for example, I was needing to work on this side, and I'll take a look at some of these parts. Oh, and by the way, too, and I'll probably show this again, I made this turkey with no head, right? Oh, but I took this so it could come off. And the reason I did that is so that if I want to really get in there, I won't mess up the head. And it's just the beginning of the head, it's not a finished head. So the goal is to make everything in proportion and to try to finish this by the end of the week. And then I think we'll move on to some new holiday related but realistic animals. I have some ideas, so I want to think about it first, but I'll work on this side just to hopefully you can see what I'm going to be doing. And so I'll take this view. I'll recheck it with the front view as I go. Oops. It's hard to know what's right? It's so weird looking. But this is free to download. I hope you've all had a chance to do that. And so, okay, I have hot clay over here. And sometimes when it starts off, it's so strange. I have a plate warmer and I can touch the plate warmer, but the clay gets so darn hot that it's hard to touch. So I take it out with a spatula type of tool. I get all my stuff from home or from Sculpture Depot, Home Depot, no, Sculpture Depot. See how soft it is to begin. And I'm just going to try to follow my picture here. I'm going to measure that little top wing area, if you can see that, like that. And I'm going to put that, let's see, it starts off about right there and it ends way over here. So I was way off, although it comes in a little more here. Whoops. So this is a little deceptive here. On the front view, it looks like it goes over. On the side view, it looks like this goes in and around. So we'll carve that in stronger. You kind of need a strong tool if you're using hard clay. And I use hard clay because it's just worth it in the end. It holds the detail very well, and that cuts down in there. So I'm kind of making cuts to start off here. Get some of that excess clay out of there. I can move the head off. Just go into it like that and get my front view. Always check your views as you go. Just smooth that out a little bit. All right. And now I should also explain, I'm only making that base thick because I don't want to use armature at this point. And someone was asking me about armature the last time, and I brought the armature to show, but we don't really need it yet. And unless you need armature, it just complicates things, especially if you go to make a mold. You just complicate your life if you add armature. So I'm going to just see if I can't get that wing part. It's actually a part of the body that fluffs out with feathers when they're displaying. They're kind of ridiculous. They're very excessive, I would say, in the way they display. So I'm just gonna, I don't know if you can see, I'm just carving out those areas. It's kind of hard to see at this stage, but I want to keep showing you. And then just smooth out. See these major cuts? They kind of show you the major areas to cut. All those heavy lines. That's why it's easier to work sometimes with a drawing, which is more like a diagram of where you're supposed to make your cuts. And it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be a variation on a real turkey's anatomy. And that's what gives you your good results. That's why it's worth doing. So I'm just cutting in there and taking off some excess clay right there. Of course, the head is safely over here. Here's my little face. And they have like this beak, but then they have this tissue coming down. What's that called? I forget. But anyway, it's so strange and funny looking. But anyway, our idea is to do a good job. Let me get some warmer clay here. Warmer clay. You just want an effective turkey. You want it to look somewhat real. All right, so that clay is so warm it just goes on there like icing. And then you can press it with your finger and smooth it with your finger, and that's nice. That's nice. The way that just smooths out. Same with that. I'm going to smooth that out. And that's another thing, to go back and constantly smooth your forms so that you can kind of compare them and see where you're going with it. I'm going to look at that front view again. Well, that goes back pretty far. So I'm looking at like these areas right here, right in here, whoops, right in there, are these areas in the side view. And that's what we're trying to get right now. Sometimes it goes a little slow, but then all of a sudden it looks right. And then you feel like it's worth it to go a little slower and take the time, check your measuring and your smoothing of your forms. It all kind of works out. So I'm going to smooth that down and then smooth this over. That's a good area. I guess turkeys weren't built in a day, so I guess turkey sculptures can't be built in a day. Hi, Mark. Good morning. So I hope everybody had no trouble. I mean, if you want to, getting these drawings, because it's very helpful, very helpful. I should never start a sculpture without giving you all drawings to see what the heck I'm doing. Otherwise, you go, what's she working on? What is that? That's a good point too. You kind of know where I'm heading. Even if I don't get there, you sort of know what the idea is, and you guys can do it. So I'm not the only one here who's supposed to be sculpting. You guys are supposed to be helping me and get your version done. I'd love to see if anybody has, and Cindy, you were great. I need to get you my email so you can send this sculpture you did of the raccoon. I thought it was so cute. I loved it. All right. I think it's just learnsculpture@gmail.com if you guys want to email me. And I'd love that. And also suggestions about what you'd like to see me do next, because I'm open to all kinds of suggestions. All right, so now there I'm sort of, it looks weird, right? It looks weird, but look at that. And look at that. And oh, Mark's probably saying, well, where's the head? It's temporarily off, so I don't mess it up. Oh, I know, it's putting you in the mood for Thanksgiving dinner, right? Okay, so let's see. So I'm going to just check my front view. The weird wing coverlets that I'm working on right now are right here in the front view. It's right in here. Hard to kind of make sense of that and compare it to that, which is what we're doing. So Hi, Al. Good morning. So just in case you get freaked out and you think, uh-oh, what happened? I took the head off and just so I can work on it. Cur Right. What's my favorite poultry meat? Well, let's see. Chicken? No, no, not really. So anyway, I'm just using my guide, and I hope anybody had trouble, just let me know. You can all email me at learnsculpture@gmail.com. Again, I'm turning away from the computer. It's learnsculpture@gmail.com. So any kind of suggestions or extra things, if you want to send me what you're working on, I would love to see that. By the way, it's so nice when the clay is really soft. There goes my alarm. So 2 more minutes of doing this. The other thing I wanted to point out is look at the top of this wing area here. It's almost like a separate wing. Look how it comes all the way up here. But look how that is possibly in the wrong place. So I'm going to check that, but I think I need to put that wing area. Can you see that? Up here, like that. So it's coming out up here, right? And then bring that down. And I'm going to use a tool to help me do that. Sometimes it takes a little getting used to your tools too, and you think, oh, I'm going so slow. Sometimes I think that. And it's just that you have to work it a little longer. So that's nothing wrong with that. Just keep at it. Because ultimately it's doing these projects like this, even if you're not going to finish them, that chicken man. I like duck too. That's funny. But just doing this kind of process is what gets you good at sculpture. It's just like being a musician, you've got to practice. I play guitar too, and every time I miss a day of practice, I notice it. It's a huge setback for me because I like to play fingerstyle guitar. So trying to fit everything in and school, it's kind of a challenge. But I'm kind of recommitted to do this in the morning, and I really appreciate you being on with me here. And I hope I'm teaching something new. That's the big thing. That's why please ask questions if I am being redundant or too elementary and you need something more challenging or too challenging sometimes. So anyway, that's where I'm going to have to stop today, but I'm just going to try to get some more time in. Let me put this back on. So he's not so strange, right? And so yeah, I'm busy. Oh gosh, Cindy, thank you for being on. And Al and Mark, I really appreciate you being here. There's a lot of other people on, but they're not necessarily participating yet. But please share your work, even if it's not of what we're working on. I'd love to post it and talk about what you're doing. So, all right, well, I'm going to sign off for today, but I'll see you Wednesday morning. Bye.